what happens when maybe the second parent is involved, they have joint legal custody, but then one parent wants to maybe withhold information from the other parent? What's your responsibility as a provider in that situation?
Then we sort of jump to a couple of different categories of care. Like, one, what is best treatment practice to have good outcomes for your patients? And then there's also a sort of, how do you handle these situations to avoid potentially a civil lawsuit from one of the parents? It may not be criminal liability, but people can always come after you for any reason in civil lawsuits, which I think is minor to sort of what's best practice for the kid. It's very black and white. So if parents are divorced, even regardless if one parent has full legal custody, we require both parents, if they're involved in the kid's life, to participate in the intake session. There are, of course, exceptions to everything I'm about to say. A parent could be in jail or prison. It could be a domestic violence situation. Someone could be out of state and not known where they are. So there are these exceptions to that rule. Right. I will say, and just to share some initial stories from when I first started out, there are parents out there that don't want to involve the other parent, sometimes for good reasons, but often not for good reasons. And I remember I had one of my first cases, or when this first came on the radar, was when a parent brought a child in, and I asked about the other parent, and they said, oh, I'm the only one on the birth certificate. The other parent is long gone. And that's how they got into the clinic. Mm-hmm. And then pretty quickly it came out that, it was a younger kid, maybe 6 or 7, but it came out, oh yeah, I'm going to see my other parent this weekend. And I was sort of like, wait, what? Like, the one parent said they were only on the birth certificate and there was no other parent. And then it quickly, that's sort of the like, wake up to the world moment. Mm-hmm. And so, from then on, it's critical for best outcomes to involve both patients and care, get both parents on the same page. Before I go into more details on what we do to try to enforce that a little bit, let me pause and see if you have comments on.